What's happening, y'all? Shemaine Earl, Live Wire. It is a little different tonight. Day 78, Wednesday, March 18th. I'm going to give you something strictly business related. Strictly business related for my hip hop heads that know about group in the 90s. EPMD was all about business, strictly business. And so tonight I'm going to keep it strictly business. Get this video out to you. I've been listening to a lot of media last couple of days, of course, because of what's going on. And when you have children, you better stay engaged with the world is trying to do to you and your family. So I don't listen to it for the sake of digesting it. You better listen to it for the sake of understanding what's going to go around or go on around you. So with that being said, today's subject matter is downturn, turn in, turn up. I'm gonna say it again. During the downturn, turn in before you try to turn up. And I basically want to get this to you. We try to keep the videos once again between 5 and 10 minutes, and we're talking about uh, understanding where you are in your business. Of course, you guys well know by now that the president has called for a 15-day self quarantine. Basically, he's asking the citizens of the United States corporation to basically minimize all travel, minimize moving around, and try to do as little as you can to halt this spreading of this so-called virus called the coronavirus, which is obviously airborne, lives on surfaces, all kinds of different things for a certain period of time. And so during this downturn in our economy, I'm going to ask you to turn in. Instead of trying to turn up so quickly, I'm going to ask you to turn in. What do I mean by turn in? Do a self-examination of where you really are in business. And I'm using this time for as we speak right now. As you can see, normally it's a morning meditation, but tonight it is an evening time because we've been looking at this all day. Started out yesterday after morning meditation, then it's kicked in today. And so we've been chewing on this whole idea of, okay, what do I need to do internally to straighten around my business? Because guess what? If you listen to the president right now, and I hate dating myself, but I'm going to date myself for the sake of what's going on, because this will be a significant time period in our history. The time that the president called for basically a 15-day self-quarantine. It'll go down in history books, particularly in an election year with the stock market going crazy. And so you're going to have a lot of history built around now. And if you listen to him very closely, he's very concerned about the small business owner. And that should be you and I. And what he's concerned about is after this 15-day quarantine, after they have the virus contained, then what he wants to do is be able to spring back right back to where we were with a booming economy. So what that means is before you try to turn up, are you turning in during the downturn? So are you looking at your systems right now? I know that I'm coming off of basically a year suspended business because of my mother passing. Almost now it'll be 2 years, and for that whole year while she was in the hospital, everything basically came to a screeching halt. You know, my sauce manufacturing, I came off the highway with doing trade shows, trying to support my families, trying to support my mom and dad, and I didn't have a system in place to keep that momentum going. And so the year after my mother passing, I've been trying to crank that machine back up. It's been tough getting back to a manufacturing schedule with the sauce, getting back to printing up T-shirts, and then of course launching the quote-unquote Fig Tree bookstores as a home base, and then hiring staff, people quitting, all kinds of stuff. Why? Because people don't want it as bad as you do, but that's a separate video. This video is about during the downturn, turn in so you can turn back up, aka meaning scale. And I want to quickly give you this, okay? And this is SBA. So go to the SBA if you want to. Go to any kind of entrepreneur.com, any kind of business website's going to give you some of these same statistics. May not be the same exactly, and that's why I try to stay away from quoting numbers because it's all relative. So basically, you guys already know that roughly 70% of all startups fail because they try to scale or they try to expand too quickly. So if you're a startup, and I mean if you're a startup, anything under 5 years old is considered a startup in my book. Okay, once you hit that 5-year period of time where you can start becoming mature, weather a storm or two, whether a few people stealing from you, whether a few people backstabbing you, whether a few people outright quit on you on your busiest day of the year, Once you weather all those things, then you are beyond that 5-year plan, that 5-year place, okay? So 70% of all businesses fail because they try to expand or scale too quickly. And what we mean by scale is trying to get to a place of profitability. Now, yes, profitability is always the name of the game, but scaling to profitability is even more important than getting to profitability, because you know what? You can make a lot of money one time, and then what happens? It falls apart if you don't have a system in place. And so I'm telling you from personal experience, you got to have a system in place. And a lot of people fail because they don't have a system in place. I've been able to weather a lot of storms because of a certain system I have, but it's not the best, okay? Some experts even say 90% of businesses fail because they try to scale too quickly. All right? Premature scaling means expanding too soon. And remember, the goal of a startup is not to be a startup anymore. That sounds weird, but it's true. The goal of a startup is not to be a startup anymore. And so when you're an individual such as myself, who is a serial entrepreneur, I open businesses. I've helped tens of people open up businesses, quickly get into hundreds of people open up businesses. And the goal is always to get out of that 3 to 5 year period, to stop being a startup. And what I mean by stop being a startup is stop behaving and making decisions like you're a startup. You should have a plan. You should have a marketing plan. You should have a marketing calendar. You should have a budget. You should have systems in place. You should have supply chains already in line. You should have a marketing plan. You should have all these different things, accountant, attorney, tax man. You should have all these different, a banker. You should have all these different things in place. And you're going to go through some people. And that's why you have that first 2 to 5 year plan to find good people that you can work with. So once again, day 78 on the calendar. During the downturn, turn in, so when it's over with, you can turn up. It's your man Earl. Click the links below. We have the gear for sale. Order if you want to go grab some. We appreciate your support during our fundraiser. Click on the GoFundMe. You can give to us at our Cash App or give directly to our PayPal. The Fig Tree Bookstores, the Fig Tree Bookstores. And then, of course, the GoFundMe is the Fig Tree Bookstores Fire. God bless you. God keep you. Once again, day 78 on the calendar. During the downturn, turn in so you can turn up. God bless you. Peace.